Hey everybody. Bit of a follow-up to the video from yesterday, the Simple Joy video. I'm still very mic'd up today. Extra mics. I really wasn't sure about the wind, and this one from the first time we did it as a little peek behind the curtain. This is not a great microphone. This was very cheap. I would like to get a better microphone, but they are expensive. And as I said, I'm kind of tapped out on money right now, so it's not going to be anytime soon. But I really would like to get a better quality one of these that has a better windscreen, because that was the problem with the first one, the test one that we kind of did. I did the best that I could, but it didn't sound perfect because the wind was just really, really windy. So as a backup, I did bring another mic. I put a lav on. I don't know how well that's going to pick me up though. The whole point is that I talk very, very quietly. And so that's what this is for. I don't know how well that one's going to do. It was just a precaution. But anyway, while we were out there, I did see something that I need to confirm, because I'm not entirely sure the difference. I've only ever seen one before, and it was so many years ago that I don't know off the top of my head the difference between some of the grebes. Clark's and Western. They look very similar on the app, so I'm just going to look in the book real quick to see whether or not I can tell what the difference is. Western grebe, Clark's grebe. Swan-necked grebes. Slim overall, very long necks, dagger-like bills. Okay. Oh, they do a courtship display. Oh, I'd love to see that sometime. Winter birds for comparison. Okay. So the Western has a dusky yellow olive bill, whereas Clark's has more of a yellow-orange. And its face is darker in the winter. So it's bill color. There can be hybrids. Brighter, whiter counterpart of Western grebe. These were... they were fairly bright, but because the Clark's is less likely to get to see. Okay. Large, deep freshwater marshes with standing vegetation. That's where they nest. Winters widely on deep lakes, reservoirs, even open ocean. Interesting. Ranges overlap broadly. Yes, both can be seen here in their breeding season, which we're getting close to it if it's not here already. Western is generally more common, so we're probably maybe Western. Bill color is a good mark. These photos are not going to be ideal. If I have to say Western is more common, based off of that, I am going to pull up and look at what I've got here for these. Oh, there's just nothing when it comes to bill color. I mean, these photos are not... Look, that's what we get when we just take them off the phone. I definitely saw they had a red eye. I think I gotta go Western. I don't think they are that noticeably orange. There is no sunlight out today. It is what it is, but I think in order to be safe, as it is more common, I think I gotta say that those were 3 Western grebes out there. Okay. There we go. That's that. Little behind the scenes as far as that goes. No idea if this worked. I hope this was a video, because if not, that's a bummer. It's a cold day. The weather's not great. Tomorrow is not looking great either, but we're going to do what we can. It might be a short little trip. I plan on this one being shorter, and then we saw some stuff like the grebes and things that made me go, ooh, but wait, there's more. So I stayed longer than I expected to. My battery died on this. I was not planning on that happening, but it did. I gotta make a few changes here. I did not need an ND filter, obviously, today, although I need to clean this now that it's been out and about, especially near water. Thankfully, it wasn't salt water or anything, but for sure we'll need to take care of that. I just need to make sure that this thing stays upright. I was not wanting to pin it to the clip today, but that's what I did because it just does this a lot. If this one was all... I just need to adjust the strap here because I'd rather have it on this side, but it has gotten twisted. So I need to untwist that, Need to bring a battery solution for this. I'm thinking it would be ideal if I could put it, honestly, strap it somehow. Maybe put a battery bank on the back of this if there's room or something like that, and just run a cable so I always have it. That would be ideal, to just at all times have access to a battery, because the last time I did it and I put this on there and I put the, thing, I just had a cable dangling off of me the whole time, which is not ideal. So I got to think about something like that. I might be able to do that on the cheap, or, on the what I already have, which is ideal. I don't know if I can do a remote. I need a remote trigger for the audio recording. I've got my audio set up now that I was doing that. And I realized once I built it out and I put the proper shock mount onto the recorder, and then it's in this cage, which is not really made for it, but it works to mount the phone up on top. So I've got everything there. I'm like navigating my finger in and around in order to press the record and the stop button. I need a remote trigger for that for sure. That is not going to work in the long term, especially because I'm often holding the eBird list in my other hand. Maybe I need a tablet instead of that, so I can have 3 apps running and just a giant screen so I can see Merlin on one, my own one for the recording app, and then eBird for another one. Maybe not. That'd be cool, but that does seem a bit ridiculous. We'll see. I'll think about it. I'll see. Maybe a tablet would work for something like that. Maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, point being, it was a good time. Even though there was no sunlight, there was no chance. I didn't even bring a camera. I simply brought binoculars. And it was still a great, fun experience out there. I'm glad I got to do it. I'm glad I got to see what I could see. And now I'm going to go home because I only planned on doing an hour, and it's more than 2. So that's enough for today. This was just going to be a short day out. I get on going and get home. And then tomorrow will be video for sure, as long as it's not raining. That will be the only thing that stops me, is if it does indeed rain. It threatened here, and the forecast does call for rain, but we will see what actually happens over the course of the next day. All right. Bye, buddy.